Andy and Laura here, or Laura and Andy. Look, they're both great. They're from the Weeping Willows. They're Australia's alt country darlings. If your promo is anything to go by, but you're a couple of sweeties anyway. They've got a new song out, House of Sin, and a new video. They're both fantastic to go along with the album. You reap what you sow, and it's all great. How have you been going, guys?
Yeah, look, things are looking up. I think things are looking up for everyone. Yeah.
It's nice to be back, putting some music out there, back talking to people like yourself. It's I feel like the momentum's getting there.
Yeah, we are getting there. After the first, not a variant, but after the first big COVID, and some things happened, but very few, right? That was my experience. Some events, some touring.
Yeah.
Then we got Delta, and that was so much worse, wasn't it? And people still tried to do stuff during that, even in America. But this one's proved the most tricky in a way, because sort of people are sort of going out of their way to get it. Younger people, younger than us. I don't think you're old.
COVID parties.
Yeah. And but look, what interesting times we're living in. But the great music just keeps on going, guys.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think all musicians are just itching to get back out there, and it's great to see everyone getting back on the road if and when they can, and obviously heading up to Tamworth in April. Looking forward to that.
Of course. I'm glad they didn't call it off wholesalely. I'm just going to have a drink of this terrible company's beverage.
Oh, we're glad that they didn't call it off as well. Because we're really keen back.
Because that would have been the easy way out, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was a bit uncertain, but it's great that they worked so hard to reshuffle things, and sponsors were incredible. And yeah, I mean, even for a smaller festival, it's so hard to change things, and a big festival like Tamworth to be able to just move it.
Yeah, kudos to all the organisers for making that happen.
Insane.
It was just crazy with events and festivals. We try and share as many as we can. So we'd hear about one, 3 days later it was cancelled. We'd hear about another, we'd promote it, it was cancelled. It was just like boom, boom, boom. Like they were coming up and then going over like nine pins. It was crazy. And they're still trying, because they knew, once it looked like we were going to get out before Christmas, that everyone was going to want to go back to festivals, and that was just the case. I mean, they're selling out like crazy gigs.
Yeah.
I mean, the enthusiasm for live music, I wish it was there like all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's hope that's a silver lining, that people are excited about going out again.
Fantastic. Well, let's talk about House of Sin. What's that one all about?
Yeah,
it's not very subtle.
No.
It's another tale of temptation and surrender, and leaning on the more darker side of Americana again, because that's what we love.
Yeah, absolutely. And would you say the star was Les?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. Actually, Les and Jessie Lee, who's the main
temptress.
Yes,
so tempting.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So yeah, those two were incredible, and gave up their time, and their acting skills was out of this world.
I think even Les took himself by surprise. He absolutely threw himself quite literally into that role at the end, particularly, and he just really made it his own, and he above and beyond. And we're so happy with how it all came together. And Duncan Toombs did a wonderful job of directing as well.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's really crisp and nice, and it's sort of it's not black and white, but it's got a real sort of monochrome sort of feel. That real nice and crisp. Another great job. And Les Thomas is his full name, we should say. What's Les do for a crust in the entertainment world?
There's a lot of different things. Like he's a singer-songwriter. He is a blog writer for a music blog writer. Les was one of the first people that actually gave us a gig. What's it?
Probably about 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he ran this incredible acoustic night. I think it was every Monday night, called Unpaved. And it was singer-songwriters, like in the round, kind of like a Bluebird type style, a Bluebird Cafe in Nashville type style singer-songwriter thing. And he did that type of setting in Melbourne. And it ran for a long time, and it gave us a chance to play new songs, to meet songwriters. So he's a big part of the scene, and has been for a long time. So we've been friends with him for a long time, and very grateful that he gave us a shot when we didn't have many songs, did we?
No.
Yeah.
And he's just been a very big supporter of the old country Americana scene in Melbourne in general. And so when we posted the video, it was nice how much love he got, because he's just so beloved down here.
He's beloved. I didn't know you were beloved, Les. Well, now I want to talk to him and see what he's doing.
Yeah.
he'll probably be up for a chat.
Yeah,
definitely. He definitely would be.
Oh, now I was going to say something really interesting and it went out of my head. But we'll just go to touring this year. What have you got planned?
Quite a bit, actually, and hopefully we'll end up your way as well. So we have our album launch on Saturday, the 5th of March in Melbourne. So that's our hometown show. And then we've got a bunch of fantastic festivals. We've got the Port Fairy Folk Festival, we've got the Blue Mountains Festival, we've got Meatstock, and then we have a run up the East Coast. So we're playing Beechworth and Canberra and Maitland and Brisbane and Bundaberg and Bellingen, and then we head to the Tamworth Country Music Festival. So there's a bit of an East Coast tour in our school holidays that we're looking forward to. And then in our next school holidays, which is June, July, all going well, will be in the UK and Europe. And then the next school holidays in September, all going well, will be in the States. So cross your fingers for us.
I think we talked about you being warmly welcomed in the USA, but what have you done in Europe? Have you done much?
Not a lot as yet. We did a tour with Lachlan Bryan and the Wilds, who I'm sure you're very familiar with, a couple back in 2018, actually.
Yeah.
Andrew actually did a lot with the Wilds many years ago, pre-Willows. So we know that the sound and the style itself is very warmly received. They love a storyteller. That's what we found when we were over there. But this will be our first time really as the Weeping Willows. So we're looking forward to that.
Good fun.
Do promoters ever annoy you saying, you could make more money and do a bit better with a full band? Like you're going to take Pilchy out on the road and strap the double bass to the V-dub?
Gosh, I'd be so happy to take David Pilchy on the road. But
I've given him a nickname.
Pilchy, I love it.
I guess occasionally we get a few people saying, when's your band album, or when are you going electric? That's one we get occasionally.
Oh. You get booed off stage like Bob Dylan 60 years ago.
But I think in terms of portability and making promoters money, it's a lot better to only be a duo, and it's a lot
of course
more feasible for us to be one car, one hotel room. And I mean, Andrew sounds like 10 guitar players anyway.
Oh yeah.
I paid Laura to say that.
Yeah.
But look, it's an interesting one because like Laura said, we've had that from people, and I just say, well, there's plenty of other bands that actually play as bands.
Yeah, sure.
It just works for us to do it this way. When we go in the studio, we have Pilchy, and we have a heap of other artists and musicians that make us sound really good. So when we're on the road, we just strip it back, and I guess the dream kind of touring that we love to do is to play in small intimate rooms to an audience, so you can chat and play and talk about songs, and they can talk to you. And with a band, it might be
where you're at. That's where you're at currently. Yeah.
Yep.
What instruments got pulled out for this album? Was it mainly guitar, or did a zither come out, or?
Want me to run through?
What do we have?
Yeah, go for it.
Basically, the core obviously is Andrew on guitar and both of us on vocals. Andrew also played banjo in this one, but in terms of guest musicians, we had obviously David Pilch on upright bass. We had on a lot of tracks, we actually ended up with accordion. And it's not everyone's favorite instrument, but I love the accordion. We had Ryan Freeland, who's actually also an engineer, on accordion. Then we had Luke Moller, originally from Brisbane, now sort of spends his time between Nashville and Austin. He was on fiddle and mando. We had Tommy Dedamore from Texas on pedal steel, who was on our last 2 albums, actually. He's amazing. He's played with lots of fantastic acts. We had James Church on dobro, and we had Great Aunt, our dear friend's Great Aunt, which is Megan Bird and Chelsea Allen, on some backing vocals. And we had Kevin Brait on banjo, who's also on our last album.
Yeah, so it was kind of a world album, because it was sort of mainly recorded in LA. The only additional instruments, apart from what we did, Ryan did his piano accordion parts, and David was in the studio as well doing bass. But everything else was kind of flown around. Like, it was sent back to Melbourne, and some stuff was done here. Then it was sent to Austin. Then it was sent to Canada. Then it was sent. So it was. I always call it like it's definitely a world album, because it's been sent everywhere.
Amazing. I was going to say, that's a lot of people have kicking around. It's a lot of Macca's runs.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Another terrible company.
That when we've said Macca's before, and they don't know what we're talking about.
Don't have a clue.
They say it's all fully McDonald's. They don't shorten.
No Mickey D's.
No Mickey D's. We learnt this.
We're in Knoxville, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we were in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I think we just needed to use the Wi-Fi, the free Wi-Fi at Macca's. And I think Laura walked into this place and said, "Oh, so where's the nearest Macca's?" And they just literally just, wow, what are you talking about? Are you actually speaking English? And no, we're not.
My producer and engineer 1,000 years ago was a guy called Tim Roebuck, and he loved McDonald's, and he always used to call McDonald's the Scottish restaurant. Yeah, I don't know where he got it from, because I guess being a sound engineer kicking around actors.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
They're all weirdos. Tell us about your new distribution deal.
Yeah, well, it's pretty exciting, actually. We signed with Compass Brothers Records, which is like primarily run by Graham Thompson, who we met like about 7 years ago when we were opening for Shane Nicholson on his Hell Breaks Loose tour. And we just really hit it off with Graham. We just really respected the work that he does and his work ethic in general, and just seeing what he has done for his artists on the label. It's sort of a rootsy / country label. So we felt like he could pitch it in both camps, which is a hard thing to do in Australia. So we're really excited to go on board.
Yeah, sometimes you get the feeling everything gets very congested, and if you could just reach more people, you could sell more albums. But you've obviously got a good product, and people are liking it, to call your music product. If you don't want to bash me when you see me in Orange. Now, have you heard about our hometown hero that's from an hour away in Oberon, Clancy Pye? Have you heard of Clancy Pye?
Yeah, I have heard the name. Yeah. You've got quite a few fantastic acts out Orange.
She's doing really well at the moment. You should get her to support you, I reckon. Yeah. I don't want to put your feet to the fire, but she'd be great. It's only one of her. So, and she's only about 5 foot tall on a fantastic day. So she's not
in the back seat, we'll put the double bass in
there. She could do the Central West run.
Exactly.
Well, House of Sin is a single. That's the one we all want to go out and purchase and You Reap What You Sow, which is a fantastic album. I just love all of your music. I've not heard a song I don't like. And what's going to come up? Is there anything else to come off this album, or is it done single-wise?
That will, I hope. I actually really enjoy doing video clips. And so I would hope to maybe have another single or two out this year. I can't give away too much, but I think maybe we'll try for our next single to have something that's not as dark, to show that we can do something not as gothic. I think that's
get Les again, and he can be less sweaty, more attractive.
Exactly.
You'd probably like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for the time being, we'll say thanks so much to Andy and Laura from the Weeping Willows, and I know we'll talk again.
Definitely.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for all your support, Dan. Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's the easiest thing in the world.